Language can also be easily misinterpreted. Take the famous Groucho Marx quote.
One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
To actually understand what is being said is really, really hard for the computer to do. What we try to solve through the field of natural language processing is to start cracking what does it mean when we use these words in sentences, how are sentences.
Even a broken one of these on your wall is right twice a day.
Watson tries to understand the question by breaking it down into different parts of speech. It then does a broad sweep of the millions of books, articles, and documents that cover the wide variety of Jeopardy topics to come up with thousands of possible answers. Watson then collects, analyzes, and weighs evidence from all the material to narrow down these possibilities. Thousands of different algorithms work together to score the evidence for each possible answer. Then Watson ranks the remaining possibilities by its confidence in those answers. All this happens almost instantaneously.
Watson.
What is clock?
Clock is correct.
The history of debating can be traced back to the ancient Greeks. It was often used to help solve complex ethical issues. In its simplest form, a proposition is posed by a moderator. Each side has an opening argument, a rebuttal, and a closing argument, all of which must be presented in an allotted time.
All of this, when you peel down the layers, push the envelope of what computers can do on every single front.
The computer can read hundreds of millions of articles in seconds, but it needs to be able to pinpoint exactly the relevant 1,000 words or 2,000 words to debate humans. For a computer, it's very difficult to understand the question. And for humans, it's exactly the opposite. We typically understand the question very quickly. We simply don't have enough memory in order to pull out all the relevant answers.
We are so used as people to understand language, we're not even aware of how difficult this is. For us, it's very clear how to build an argument, how to connect things to each other. When we try to teach a computer to understand language, what we have are building blocks. We can teach a computer system to understand parts of speech. We can teach it to identify concepts. And by that, perhaps...
Oh, good. The way you know you're actually in the corridor is you get no feedback. If you get no haptic vibrations, that means you're going in the right direction, everything's fine. As soon as you step out of the corridor, you then get a little haptic notification to say, oh, it's gone wrong, step back into the corridor.
What's an intelligence explosion? In physics, an explosion is any phenomena where you get repeated doubling of some quantity over and over and over again. So something small rapidly gets very big. If what's happening is that the energy release is doubled, that's a bomb explosion. If what's happening is that the population keeps doubling, that's a population explosion. And if what's happening is that the intelligence keeps doubling, that's an intelligence explosion.